Hey, Nico. What do you think of the incense?
Smells familiar?
Just like church?
Not quite, but it'll do.
What do you think of this place?
If I were an estate agent, I'd say...
It's got potential?
Right.
I found a statue over there.
Great! What did you find out about it?
That...
Well, it's not a lot to go on.
The hammer produced a A. G. Well, that... I poured the turpentine into the paint can. The hammer produced A. F sharp. No, that wasn't quite right. B. B. A. F sharp. It was rickety scaffolding. G. G. F sharp. No, that wasn't quite right. B. It was rickety scaffold. G. A. B. F sharp. A. No, that wasn't quite right. Well, that was... That was almost a... The hammer produced a G. G. A. F sharp. No, that wasn't quite right. B. G. A. F sharp. No. B. G. F sharp. A. No, that wasn't. G. F sharp. No, that was B. G. F sharp. G. B. A. G. I had it. It was the tune Dwayne was humming.
Josh, that's Ave Maria. Let me have a go.
Wow, you really nailed that, Nico.
Yep, this mop really is pretty special. Leave this to me.
Hi, Dwayne.
Hey, George.
How's Pearl doing?
She seems to be feeling a bit better. Ave Maria. Maybe this place isn't so bad after all.
How you holding up?
Me? Oh, I'm fine. Pearl, on the other hand.
What were you whistling again?
No, it's... Oh, excuse me. Pearl needs me. There, dear.
I couldn't see anything unusual about it. It was a beautiful antique fire hazard. The Black Madonna was clearly the focal point of the chapel. Pearl.
Shh. She doesn't want to be disturbed.
Hi, Dwayne.
Hey, George.
What can you tell me about Santa Cova?
Well, Pearl's the... She knows everything there is to...
How's...
She seems to be feeling a bit better. Oh, excuse... There, dear.
Pearl. Shh. I thought maybe a squirt of Brett might cheer her up.
Very considerate of you, George, but...
The view... Nope, I... It was a selection of tools. The candelabra lit up the room, but it sure wasn't heavenly yet. It was a beautiful antique fire hazard. A modern plaster altar had been built against the rock. That wouldn't work. The scent of incense was rising from the mug. Divine. That wasn't... That would be point. I rested the side mirror precariously on the candelabra. I rested the side mirror precariously on the candelabra. It was a beautiful antique fire hazard. It was a radio. I needed a better idea. The Black Madonna was clearly the focal point of the chapel. I secured the mirror in place with some yarn. That should do the trick. Now that was something. The light from the candelabra spilled over the Black Madonna like waves of spiritual goodness in candle form.
Pumpkin? Oh my!
What?
The sound of angels! The lights of heaven! The smell of piety! And...
Yes?
the Madonna! I do believe. Tears! She's crying, Dwayne! The Madonna's crying! Little Timmy. And then it's wrong side of the road. not my fault. The broken leg. And the compensation claim. Forgive me. Poor Timmy.
Oh, Pearl, my precious, you're such a sensitive soul.
Well, now that's done. I feel my soul's floating on air. We can get on with our pilgrimage, Dwayne.
Just another 1,000 clicks to go.
Pearl was back to her usual cheery self. Mrs. Henderson.
George, dear boy.
How you feeling?
Oh, just fine, thank you. I have just seen a miracle, George. It's all gonna be all right from now.
I'm sure it is, Mrs. Henderson. I'm sure it is. So, Pearl, what have you been up to since we last met?
Well, George, I've been on a journey.
Oh, really? Well, what kind of journey?
A spiritual one. A journey along the road to enlightenment.
Wow. And is that what brought you here?
It is, though Santa Cova is but one step on that road.
What's so special about Santa Cova?
It's an ancient and very holy place. I've spent the last year researching it, and I can truly say there is nothing I do not know about it.
I don't suppose you'd know anything about that rock out there?
No, only that for 1,000 years, people have claimed to see a face in its shapes.
Still, keeping busy, Dwayne?
Like the man said, George, that old kaleidoscope keeps getting shaken. And the pieces are ever in flux.
Guess it's your job to pick 'em up, huh?
Well, somebody has to do it, compadre.
I enjoyed talking to Dwayne, but I was rarely any the wiser afterwards. What can you tell me about the statue?
I read that the Black Madonna has been here since the 9th century. She's called the Virgin of Montserrat. Some say the original was moved to the cathedral. But Dwayne and I know that's just a bluff, don't we, honey?
We sure do. This one is the real McCoy.
What can you tell me about Santa Cova?
Well, dear, they call it the Chapel of the Holy Grotto. It was built directly into the mountain itself in 1696. It survived the Napoleonic Wars, mudslides, Civil War. But the chapel is still standing today. It's a miracle.
Or a restoration.
What was that, dear?
Yes, a miracle. Pearl, does this mean anything to you?
Oh, nothing, dear. Apart from the obvious Gnostic connotations, of course.
What?
You know, the Dominicans. All those Gnostic saints. Doubting Thomas. Judas. And you see the woman in the red cloak? The infamous Mary Magdalene herself.
A lady in red.
That's enough now, Dwayne. You know my feelings about her.
Pearl knew her Gnostic onions, all right.
Then there's the Ouroboros, of course.
Something special about it?
Well, if I remember rightly, there was an Ouroboros right here in this chapel. Back in the 30s and 40s, the chapel was renovated. The workmen uncovered numerous symbols carved in the rock. Amongst them was a fine Ouroboros.
But that's amazing. So, where is it?
Oh, it's not there now.
Oh.
It was considered blasphemous, so they plastered over it. Sweetheart, I think it's time for us to go. The road to enlightenment waits for no woman.
'Tis the pilgrim's lot, George.
It was so nice to see you again. And meet your girlfriend.
We're not.
Take this radio, Nico. Never know when you might need it. Keep an eye on our boy George here.
Poor little lost lamb.
I'm not...
Don't worry, this little lamb's in safe hands. Bon voyage.
Bye-bye, dears.
See ya!
Nico, don't even start.
Little lamb?
Let's focus on the task in hand, shall we? Okay, this Ouroboros that Pearl mentioned.
You're right. We need to find it.